What are you looking for in a partnership, in a collaboration?
Focus, accountability, integrity. Those are all things that you would want in a brand. Wow. So, I just came in on my jet. It wasn't a Boeing. However, does everybody that comes out here have the same type of intro? Like with the fire or was that just for me?
That was just for you, man.
Okay.
One thing at a time.
No, man, really happy to be here. Yeah, I was. Hey, hey, what's up, man? So, what a surprise and a treat for both of us, you know, to be able to come here to Vegas and am I drunk or are we moving? Are we spinning? Okay, sorry. So no, what a treat to be able to come out here. Of course, they told me I could come and give a masterclass. I've given masterclass on the art of entertainment. I hear that you really want to be an entertainer.
I do.
In addition, you want to dance and sing and stuff like that?
I do.
Yeah? All right. No, but a real treat, man, to be able to come here and be a part of this amazing group of people, man. 10X is strong.
10X is strong.
I reached out to my good friend Kevin Hart, and he was like, no, it's a real thing, you know. And make sure the money's right. I was like, of course, I get it.
Get that money from that white boy.
No, but I'm really happy to be able to come here and just exchange, just share. I think, I don't know if you've heard about Tiger 21. You ever heard about Tiger 21 in Boca Raton?
Yes.
So but Tiger 21 was the first time that I ever went somewhere and I saw people like just giving to each other. And as a comedian, I don't know if you guys know about Tiger 21, but all these different people from different fields, some are managing, their wealth, some manage hedge funds, but they're all sitting and they have this open forum where they share information about their business as well as just insight about life. And what I feel when I come to places like that, it feels similar because everybody can't afford that ticket to Tiger 21. Yeah. Matter of fact, you can't even buy a ticket, by the way. I had to be invited.
It's like quarter of $1,000,000 or something.
Yeah, it's crazy. I wasn't paying that. So it was great to be able to reap the benefits of it as a guest, and really happy to be able to come out here and share with you.
Well, hey, we're happy to have you, and
thank you, man.
You're a guy, when I watch you on TV and I watch you, watch your thing, man, I'm like, damn, man, good looking dude. Can sing, right, ladies? Looking beautiful, dude's beautiful. Specimen. 10X. And then like he's a triple, he's got all the threats going for him. Like he can sing, he can dance, he can entertain, and he's a businessman.
Yeah.
Like this guy, it's amazing.
Yeah.
Chattanooga, Tennessee, single mother.
Yeah.
Huh?
We got some people in here from Tennessee? All right.
Been working since he's what, 12 years old? 8?
Unofficially. 9? I think I started maybe at 8, but I wasn't getting properly, rewarded for what I was doing. You got your kids here, they have chores, and you probably just don't really pay them well, right? Okay.
No, I do. I do pay them pretty good, actually.
No, but my story does start, and it's very odd to come this far and hear someone scream like that about Chattanooga, Tennessee, because now we become the awkward bunch in the crowd. Okay. No, but definitely the spirit of Chattanooga. Samuel L. Jackson is also too from Chattanooga, Tennessee. And there are not a lot of entertainers, or entertainment wasn't necessarily the thing to think of it. As a matter of fact, the only neighbor that we know musically is Nashville. So if it wasn't country music, what was it? And in that time, the forms of music that we listened to, be it R&B, rhythm, and blues, were a little bit older, right? And hip hop, it was born around the time I was a baby, and then I found my way in time. But Chattanooga was a hard start for me, man, because we had Atlanta, and I didn't even know anything about it until later. Obviously, my career blossomed when I went to Atlanta, but coming from a single-parent home, there weren't a lot of like pluses there. They were just like, okay, you can make it work if you can. You're gonna have a 9-to-5 job, or you're gonna graduate high school. Maybe one day, you'll be you'll have a job that can, take care of your family. But the type of ambition that was required for me to be the type of entertainer that I am, it was in the spirit of my mother first and foremost, right? So as a result of her, yeah. And also too, in addition to my mother, like I'm Southern, so everybody's like all of your neighbors are like family. If you get in trouble, everybody is mad at you, So having that environment, and that didn't change. As a matter of fact, as I grew, I understood that as a result of having a village around you, you become stronger. Being in an environment where people are like-minded, in terms of what they want. If they're ambitious in music, if they're ambitious in business, if they're ambitious in life or whatever it might be, as a result of being in that environment, you become a little bit more daring. You become obviously successful if you can just focus on something.
You said to me backstage, you always thought about being a superstar. I don't hear many people claim that, but can you share with them like what you were thinking about the legacy, about the big Usher, not just the get paid this week Usher?
Well, maybe not every person is bold enough to tell you, but yeah, they probably feel that way when they're singing in the shower, or when they're singing in the mirror, or when they're making up their face and they're thinking about the people who have inspired them to look or feel or be like that. Because all things that we see, they become inspiration for what we choose to be. And yeah, I can remember at the very young age of, I think it was 7 or 8, I'm looking at footage of Michael Jackson overseas in, some foreign country. And there's like a sea of people, and there's a box, like this small, and the audience is an entire stadium. But he's in this little box. I'm like, how could you even get, you can't see it from the back of the stage, but managed to entertain all of those people. I'm like, that's what I want to do. I think that's what I'm passionate about. I tried many different things. I mean, I couldn't try a lot. I'm 7. But flag football, it was okay. Baseball, I almost knocked out my front teeth. And football, I just didn't quite like develop yet, I was still working on it. So in my mind, I said, this is something that I'm just passionate about. I love listening to the music on the radio, and I sing each and every song that comes on, and I try to sing better than each and every person there. So, yeah.
So how did you know? Like, what's the first thing you do to start moving in the direction of that?
Vision. Just vision, just thinking of legacy. For me, it's like, I can't just think about, I don't know what it was, and maybe it was, once again, that environment of people who were around me who instilled these ideas, these mantras in me to think bigger than what you can see. And the access that you guys have in comparison to what we had in that time, I mean, I could have only said, I may be the #1 artist in Chattanooga, Tennessee. I had to think outside of the box. How could I if I'm gonna do this, how do I get to that audience that I saw Michael Jackson have in that stadium? That's what I want.
You're how old when this is going through your head?
I'm 8. Yeah.
Do you think people should be dreaming that big?
Yes. I mean, what's wrong with dreaming? I mean, if you shoot for the stars, you'll land on the moon. You know what I mean?
Doesn't cost anything.
To shoot for the stars?
To dream.
Yes, that's true. Yes, it does. It does not. It does take focus. And this is these mantras that I've picked up throughout my life. It does take focus. It does take accountability, integrity, gratitude, and facts matter. If I spend a certain amount of time on anything, I have to become great at it. If I can share the science of life around the idea of what it is that I'm trying to go after, I should be able to succeed. So those mantras, they carried me. I gathered them when I was much older. But the idea of doing something that I felt was integral, being able to be accountable for my mistakes. You know, man, I thought I was going to win, but I didn't. Should I give up? No, I could have done better. What could I have done better? What is it that I could do to make myself better as a entertainer, as a whatever? Those mantras, that idea of living that way, led me to this kind of, you know, regimented concept of just, I got to figure it out. I got to keep going. I got to keep going until I figure it out.
Where did the work ethic come from? Where did that, because you're a single mom, she had to be, I imagine she's like, my mother was just terrified, dude.
Yeah.
She's worried about money every day.
Yeah, yeah.
So who's like giving you this?
I mean, there's no other option when you feel you're at the bottom, right? If you don't invest in it, then you can't challenge the people who are with you to invest. It's like, okay, you're not giving enough. Well, you're not. I want to be the first one there, hopefully, if I can be on time. And I'd like to be the last person to leave every time I do anything. Yeah.
So because you feel like that inspires the rest of your group to say, wait a minute, he's here early, he's staying late.
Yeah.
You see the work is the investment.
Work has always been the investment. What you put in, you get out. I mean, that sounds like a simple mantra that I think you've heard 1,000,001 times, right?
Yeah.
But, you know, I think that it's so important to find passion in what you choose to go after as a career, right? Because you see it as long work hours. I see it as I'm enjoying doing and going after what it is that I love. So the time doesn't matter. It doesn't matter how much time I spend. As a matter of fact, I have to fight myself now that I'm a father, you know, to go to get back. Hey, no, I got my kids. But that time investment is like, it's such an honor to be able to do it because I'm doing what I love.
And how important, Usher, because I see you giving back so much. Yeah, give it up. How does a guy as famous, you can't go anywhere in the world, right? So how is, you can't, there's no place you're gonna be able to go.
No, not really, you're right. Yeah.
So how do you give back without being exploited, being just taken advantage of? Like, how do you find the balance and still take care of you and your legacy and your career and your business and your brand?
I mean, I think you just choose to make the most of it because exploiting whatever opportunity is perspective, right? If you can choose to look at that. You know, I could walk out here and people not respond, you know? So how do I manage to find the balance? Well, understanding that it's not just about the goal that is accumulating wealth or, you know, finding ways to transfer that wealth, right? The wealth now is my children. Mm-hmm. So that treat is how I find a balance. I think that, again, time investment, man. You try your hardest to do it all, but you can't. You know, it's like you manage your day as much as you possibly can and realize that at the end of the day, I want my children to look at what I'm doing as an example for them, right? So if I stick to this, maybe they're gonna find something that they love and they're gonna stick to it as well. But they are a priority and they are why I'm doing this, because you can make $1 billion, have all access and have people screaming your name all over the world. But if you're not happy internally, then why did you do it? Why are you going that way if you can't enjoy any of it? Right?
Yeah. No, I'm with you.
Yeah. And that's what I found when when I have this conversation or these types of conversations with people who are successful. It's like, man, how do you find balance? You know, it's so hard to trust. Mm-hmm. You know, I say you trust a very specific group of people, right? It's called the soul circle. Those people who are in that soul circle, it's your wife, it's your sons, your daughters, for you, your family members, those people who you know you are invested in continuing to grow, and because they are invested in you. But it's not about all the things. It's not all about the ancillaries and things like I say. Where does it come from? Right here, passion. That passion is family. That passion is finding beauty in that, because no matter how much money you have, if you're not happy, you're not happy.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. This is a guy that's had a little bit of success,
A little bit.
a lot of money, you know? When did you first know you were gonna be a superstar? When did you know became real to you? Not just in your head, but...
I'm a dreamer, so I was 7. I thought I was a superstar already. And let me tell you why. I'm you know, at one point, I swear to you, it was not cool to have the name Usher. No, literally. How many of you guys go to church, right? Usher? Tell you funny stories. Matter of fact,
It's cool now.
I tell you, when I first started, I was with a group of kids. We, were doing something positive in our cities, an anti-youth drug group, who would go into high schools and we would sing and dance because we wanted kids to have a positive alternative, not to turn to gangs or drug violence and stuff like that, right? I feel like I'm setting myself up here because y'all clapping already. But so I wasn't happy about my name Usher. So I gave myself a name in the group. My name was Cha-Cha. Where I came up with it, I don't know. So, I thought I had to think big, but anyway. So eventually when my mother, she took me out of the group, and we moved to Atlanta, Georgia, and my career started. I think I'm around 11 or 12 years old. I've been winning talent shows. We had a record deal, so we had music, and I felt like my world was being taken away from me. And she's like, no, baby, your world is only beginning because you are a solo artist, and there's something incredible in you. And I'm gonna go to Atlanta with you, and we're gonna figure this out. We're gonna do it. I will start all the way from the bottom. I'm like, you took my dreams away. And she's like, nope, I'm giving it to you. So
was your mom acting like a manager?
At the time, she was acting like a manager. She was not a manager, didn't want that responsibility. Introduced me to a guy by the name of A.J. Alexander, who began to pour everything that he had into me. He was a bodyguard. He worked for Bobby Brown. So he introduced me to him, introduced me to people. I'd sing around town and try to make a connection. Anyway, I ended up winning a talent show and met L.A. Reid and Babyface, and that was the beginning of my career. Wow. But I meet L.A. Reid, and he's like, okay, so, what do you go by? I know you have a great voice, man, we love you. You have you look cute, you look great, man. So what do you want to name yourself? I was like, well, I'm Cha-Cha. He's like, well, I don't know if there's any other Ushers, but maybe you should just be who you are. Just be Usher. So I think at that point, that's when I all of a sudden had my blinders come open. Yes, my ambition was there, but at that moment it was like, wait a minute, I'm the only one of myself. So your name doesn't have to be Usher in order to feel that way. We are all uniquely one of ones. And that time and investment that we spend getting to know ourselves and not looking out, I think makes us more special, makes us more empathetic, and helps us connect to each other. And I think it also, too, gets to something that's deeper, and that is intention. That is the other way that you find your way to success. When you find purpose, you find intention and connect to that. That's passion. So.
And so, like, along the way, have you ever lost your passion? Like, have you ever lost, hey, what am I doing? Where am I going here? Why am I doing it?
I think there have been times where I felt discouraged. I don't think I ever wanted to completely give up. I think, if anything, I didn't feel like I had enough family around me. And I think this is when I began to understand that I'm not just doing this for the money and the diamonds and the cars and the planes and the things like that. That's not why I'm here. I want to be around my family. I want to make my family feel the same way that I feel. I want to look over and know that I'm sharing this success with people that I care about, people who will go to war with me, people through their hard times and my hard times. We've been able to fight and make incredible moments. And that made me love it again. That made me feel like it's worth it. I began to just only deal with my friends, only deal with the people whom I know I could trust, only people who I know loved me up or down. These are great cues for business too, by the way. Yeah.
Dude, this passion thing that he's talking about, you guys don't find the passion thing, you're done.
Yeah. You got to find your spark. You absolutely have to find your spark. And what that is it's something that gives you purpose. You know, what can I offer that I feel is necessary? What is it that I can do that makes me feel love and passion no matter what? It's like a love story. It's like I fell in love with this thing. It's when you fall in love with a woman or for a girl, a guy, or for a guy, or a girl, a girl. But
so complicated.
It can be complicated. But when you find that passion, you find the center of success. Yeah.
And how do you mix that with the accountability? You've used the word accountability, accountable 3 times.
Yeah.
So how do you mix that? Oh, sensation, it feels so good, but I need to pay bills.
Yeah. So that means I'm gonna have to work a little bit harder. I'm gonna have to make sacrifices and maybe not have it all right away. You know, if for the most part, people think, hey, you make $10, you spend $10. No. We know that's not true, right?
That's right.
So being accountable not only for yourself, but the team that you have and nurturing those people. See, I make investments in people, not just things, right? So, thank you. And part of that is a lot of the communities that African-American men and women come from are broken. So all we have is family, right? So I try my hardest to be accountable for what I know is necessity. Finding the way out, finding a new opportunity, finding a way to change the mind state of the world of the people whom I know I not only come from, but also I advocate and speak for. Which is why I started my 501c3, Usher's New Look. As a matter of fact, I got a really great story to tell you guys about Make-A-Wish Foundation. So Make-A-Wish was the first foundation that I ever associated with, and kids with chronic disorders. I would come and I would sing with them and come visit them at hospitals. And at that point, I began to realize, wait a minute, greater than just, you know, what I can offer these kids, what is it that I feel is necessary? So that then, because of Make-A-Wish, that's why me and my mother decided to start Usher's New Look. And from that, I began to mentor young men and women just like myself who come from underserved communities about the opportunities that are there, building future leaders and being a mentor to them.
It's Usher, man. It's fucking Usher. It's Usher.
Yeah, man.
I have heard everybody that's been up here for the last 2 days talk about giving back, man, finding the passion, finding the connection, and finding an example. And, you know, examples for me have always been the thing that's like, I want to be that. Like it took a second, like Michael Jackson.
Yep.
Then you said, hey, you saw the Make-A-Wish thing?
Yep.
It inspired you.
Yep.
How important is it for these people, these 11,900 people, to leave here and create success? Not for the money, but for the example.
Well, you got to do what you got to do. But at the same time, you got to understand the magic of waiting for great. You got to wait for great. No matter if you have to put in the time or rather you have to wait for the right moment. You know, I think that gratitude also too plays a very major important part of that as well. You know, for each and every person who is listening to us, yes, we are an example to them. Again, but I go back to you are your own example. You are one of one, and the idea that is inside of you starts with you connecting. And sometimes the environment and the people who are around you can speak to the negative that you could be or either the positive that you will become. So be very careful, one, about the environments that you're in, and you know, you're a product of your environment. You know, I want to make billion-dollar deals too. So I'm here with you. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, yeah.
So how do you bring those new people in? How does a guy like Usher how do you know to bring somebody new into your group? And, you know, and how do you stay hungry enough to say, I want to grow to the next level?
Like-minded interest, being willing to talk, share, get to know each other. You know, a lot of times people feel like they're they're afraid, right? Collaboration starts with a step, right? A conversation. Most of the time, if you're in a room with someone, introduce yourself. They may not look like you. They may not be the same, come from the same place you do or understanding, but you may get something within that conversation. Meet, speak, talk, connect. That is very, very important.
Can anybody be a superstar if they put in the work?
Well, it all depends on what you want to be a superstar at. Yes, you know, in your own right, yes, you can. You can be, you know, famous or infamous. You know what I'm saying? You can be, it all depends on what success is for you.
But let's say, can anybody make it to the top of the game? Like you've made it to the top of the game, man.
Yeah.
So I want to be sure you guys don't say, hey, he's Usher, he's made it to the top. You can't relate. You got to figure out a way to relate to this guy.
Yeah, well, no, I'm the only one of myself, and you are the only one of whom you are. And yes, everybody can have success, but not everybody can sustain it. Yeah.
How have you fought through some of the, like, I imagine the temptations in your space are just freaking, like, crazy. So how do you walk that?
Man, I'm trying to figure it out. Still. Temptation will meet you every single day if you let it. You know, but if you have a plan, you know, I do say this, it's important to at least have a plan and be willing to allow that plan to change as a result of the good energy and the effort that you put in to whatever you're doing. Most people say, hey, that's what I want to become. But the truth is, there is no destination. The journey is the destination.
What are you telling your kids right now? I got 2 kids. People ask me all the time, hey, how are you going to bring your kids up?
Sit down. Don't touch that. No. Yes. What? I'm busy. I'm on the phone. Okay. What do you need? Okay. What else?
Do you worry about them with this too much?
Oh, absolutely. As a matter of fact, my kids are on like suspension from it right now. They're back there watching mad because they got to watch. Yes. Sit down. No, but listen.
How old are they?
11 and 12. Usher Raymond the fifth and Naveed Eli Raymond.
You guys want to come out? Come on out, if y'all can hear me. You want to come out? Come on out.
So access can cripple and also to be unrealistic, right? It does take hard work and focus, right? So these are the things that I tell my kids about life, right? I was having a conversation with them just last night, man. And more than anything, I'm like, because they were having this argument about one got something, the other didn't get something, and he's got 2 of these, and I don't have enough of this, and I want that. I'm like, well, first of all, don't compare any of it. You have what you have, and he has what he has. But the reality is, what your brother did is he found something that he was passionate about. And as a result of him finding something he was passionate about, I invested in it. You gotta find your passion, man. You gotta find what it is that makes you happy, something that makes you, drives you, something that makes you feel like I can take over the world because I do this better than anybody else. You find that and it'll take care of you. When I was 8 years old, man, I found it. And to this day, right now, it's taking care of you, me, all of these people as a result of just finding that passion. So if there's anything I can tell you is to find something that you really love and stick to it, man. Other than video games.
Yeah. Do they listen to you? Are they listening to you? Like, these people are listening to you. Do the kids listen?
Are you listening to me?
They are for sure. Go ahead.
You know, what'd you say? Except for video games.
Yeah.
He's making a fortune? Well, here's the thing. I think that is a really great thing, right? But it also, too, is a treat. And it starts with understanding that is a privilege, right? It's a privilege to be able to do that, to sit on your butt and be able to play games and be great at it. It's cool. I want my kids to be active. I want them to understand something greater than just what's in this box. I want them to know people. I want them to connect, not just here, but I want them to get to know each other because we live in a world right now that makes us all different. We live in a world that obviously creates segregation in many ways, disconnection, lack of empathy, right? And this tool this tool that stands in between me and you is not allowing me to see you, to connect with you. You get it? So, and by the way, I like playing video games too, man. But the reality is, I just want my son to know that, you know, even though these options are here, because we didn't have those options as a kid, and as a result, the sustainability of what came out of that, it seats me here. So I want to let him have that opportunity too, not just to reap the benefits of that luxury that he has.
I took.
Hey, by the way, you're lucky that my stage is spinning, because I'd still be over there talking to you.
We took our 10-year-old Sabrina off the phone. I thought she was like turned into a little crack addict, like
Yeah, man.
going through
Yeah.
withdrawals. How do you do a 16, 18-hour day and stay in such good shape, man? Because you always look good, like you're looking fresh and young. And how good does the guy look? Energetic. Like, how do you do that? How do you balance all that stuff?
I love you too. Chat Town, that's right. Man, a minute ago you guys were over there, sorry. So no, how do you stay young?
Fit, the health.
I think that movement is a major part of staying healthy, but I also too think that sometimes not moving is important, just as important. I meditate a lot, actually. And it's something that I've found to be very therapeutic, because there's so much that we think about, right? Our minds don't turn off. Most of the time when I'm speaking to people, I'm thinking of something else. Matter of fact, I'm thinking of the next word, or if they're saying something to me, a word cues me, and then I'm thinking about this other thing. I'm not present, right? So meditation has allowed me to feel present, connected, and more empathetic in a way that I think is doing something greater than just allowing me to make money and be successful. So I think that might be one of the major things. But the other one truly is the fact that I love getting home, you know, so those hours that I have to work all night, I still look forward to coming home. And even if I've only had 2 or 3 hours of sleep that night, I still wake up in the morning and I take my boys to school and I look at them and I say, you're gonna be great if you choose to be. Go in there and do the right thing. Now, they don't always do the right thing.
Yeah, of course not.
But
You didn't either.
no, none of us do, right? But yeah.
Y'all love him? How do you, I imagine at some point being Usher is an asset, obviously, open any door, but at what point does it become a liability to be you? It's a deep question, man.
I mean, more money, more problems, man, you know?
Oh, you think so?
Yeah, absolutely. You know, you obviously have to become more deliberate in your choices and very specific about how you move with your brand and who you associate with. Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah.
How do you transition from entrepreneur, from artist to entrepreneur? How do you make that transition and have the world take you seriously? Is it just the results, or is it just?
I think those things, once again, focus, accountability, integrity, those are all things that you would want in a brand, right? So if I'm able to do those things as a person, there's a possibility that we may be able to do that together as business, in business. Any business relationship is a collaboration. And like minds move in the direction of success if they can see clear. And those are the ideas that I just try and make a part of everything that I do. And also to make it a mandate for each and every person who works along with me to follow. Again, I invest in people. I don't just invest in things. And those relationships become more than anything. And then as a result of that, then there's business. So the entrepreneurial spirit started the moment that I said I wanted to do anything. You know, I look at, you know, some of the the investments that I made. You know, I know that Scooter Braun is actually going to be here on the panel if he hasn't done it already.
Yeah, he was here yesterday.
Right. So me and Scooter.
Did you guys like Scooter yesterday? John today, talking about collaboration and these people, how small the world is. John sold his house to Scooter in Bel Air. Mm-hmm. You're here today because I know you guys have worked together as well. Yeah. So go ahead.
Yeah. Well, I'm also too, I'm here because I wanted to be in an environment of someone that I think is doing what's necessary. This is purpose work, and I appreciate it. I really do appreciate it. For you guys. But investing in people then gives you opportunity to have access, and you gotta be ready for success. That's the other thing, right? So Scooter and I, you know, we're just two young kids in Atlanta trying to find our way. He's a local promoter. He has an artist that he's working with, and I meet this guy, and things don't go well. We actually fall out, and then along the way, he meets this kid. He has this incredible kid that everybody's trying to get. Justin Timberlake is trying to get him. I think Akon was trying to sign him as an artist, but he said, I would like to do business with you. And I said, okay, cool. Well, in what capacity, you know, are you working? He's like, well, I just like this kid. I just really believe in it. Found him online. I said, what are you doing looking at kids online, Scooter? No, but nah, so as a result of that investment in him, I look at all of what he has and where he's gone, and I can celebrate too, because I can remember a time when Scooter couldn't see himself the way that he is. I said, man, you should be his manager. He's like, what? No, man, I don't have to. I said, yes, you should be his manager, and let's take this kid and let's go all around the world, man. I think people are gonna love him. I know how to teach him my part, and you're gonna do your thing, and let's go. And that kid was Justin Bieber. So, yeah.
What do you look for, man? Like when you do something with people, what are you looking for in that people? You've said you invest in people, not things. What are you looking for in a partnership, in a collaboration?
An amazing deck. First, no, but that's business term, right? So
what does that term mean?
A deck?
Deck.
Yes, a formal deck where I can look at it and be able to completely get an idea and with clarity what it is that you're going after. I mean, there's things to collaborate on and brands to associate with and ways to invest seed money into, you know, different things like that. But I'm more or less into long-term relationships and finding like, well, what are these things? What are some things that we can do that are purposeful? You know, what is it that we can do that our kids will enjoy and also to feel great about continuing to keep it afloat? Yeah.
So what are some things we could do together? How many of you would like to partner with this guy?
Well, you tell me where you would start. What do you see?
I need to show you a
together?
deck. I got to get a deck first. So, look, I just want to help people. We do this conference once a year. I brought you here because I see you as an American success story, an international success story. Like where you came up, how you came up, who you became on the idea that you could be someone. Mm-hmm. With no proof, no evidence, nothing.
Yeah.
Hard work, accountability, responsible, busted his ass. And you guys are here with him.
Yeah.
So it says something about you guys too.
Well, I mean, I don't know exactly what type of business is out there, but I'm open. You know, I remain, love you too.
How many times have you been told from the audience that people love you around the world?
It's pretty odd always to just hear I love you out of nowhere, but you just feel responsible to say I love you back.
Yeah.
Like, but it's something that I really feel grateful for. I really am grateful for you guys, the ones who know me, and the ones who don't. The fact that you took this time to be able to sit here. Yeah, you could have got up and went to the bathroom or went and got something to eat or took a call or did whatever you wanted. But the fact that you sat here and you were willing to listen to my story and also to learn something about someone you didn't know, I have an appreciation for that. You mind if we take a question?
No, go ahead.
Come on up. It's rolling.
You I want to thank you because after hearing, oh my God, Cardone University, one of the 100 ways to feel motivated. One of the things was face your fear. This is number one. Number two is do something you thought you would never do, and it's meet him. Thank you very much.
Can we sing My Boo?
Later. Yep.
It's gotta be.
Can I tell you what she asked? She asked, could we sing My Boo together?
She asked what?
It's a song that I have. Yeah. Should we do it?
Yeah.
Yeah? Okay. Let me see that mic. I don't know if the DJ has My Boo queued up by some way. I think it would be really interesting and a really great mantra for all of us to know that if you face your fears, something can happen amazing. She faced her fears, came to the front. I don't know how you got to the bodyguards. I don't know how you got up here.
I'm short.
So we're singing My Boo?
Yes, we are.
So we just sing a cappella, or we want to wait for the music?
You want to do it a cappella?
We can.
Okay. There's always that one person that will always have your heart. You've never seen it coming 'cause you're blinded from the start.
Yep.
Know that you're that one for me. It's clear for everyone to see. Oh, baby, you will always be mine.
I don't know about y'all, but I know about us.
And
this the only way we know how to rock. I don't know about y'all, but I know about us. And this the only way we... Do you remember, girl? I was the one who gave you your first kiss. 'Cause I remember, girl, I was the one who said, put your lips like this. Even before all the famous people screaming your name. Girl, I was there, and you were my baby. It started when we were younger, you were mine.
my boo,
But another brother's taking over, but it's still in your eyes.
my boo,
Even though we used to argue, it's alright.
my boo.
Now you know there's another who's in my life. You will always be my boo. All right. You're welcome.
Ladies and gentlemen, Usher.
Thank you guys, man.
Last thing, my friend, last thing, okay? Thank you for being here. Thank you for doing this. Thank you for loving people.
Yes.
Thank you for being so generous. What does 10X, the concept 10X, mean to you? Like when you hear or see that term, what's the first thing you think of?
I mean, times 10, man, living your life past 10. You know, the meter only goes to 10. We gotta go to 20, man. We gotta go turn it all the way up to 20, and the reality is we only become stronger by helping each other. And when I see 10X, I think about the fact that you're doing this to bring us closer as people and teach people what's in that brain of yours that makes you the incredible entrepreneur who you are, that invest in people. So 10X to me is the future, man.
10X is the future. Give it up. Give it up.